Hey, how are we doing there? Good morning to you. Happy Wednesday. New Year start. Excuse me. New Year starting off well. I know we've had a couple little break for the rain, and we got round. As I've been watching the post on social media, and I know the weather forecast. Round two's coming up, and apparently it's supposed to be a very heavy gust coming up. And I mentioned before, I said in California, north and west coast, we need the rain, just not all at one time. So I'll have to see if this next storm holds up. Basically, we got at least a week of rain, looks like, but hey, be safe out there. Anyways, if you're new here, my name is David. Kind of focusing on those that are 50 and older, at least 50-ish and older. Want to help to guide you to create your own health and wellness plan for freedom. You do this for personal growth by working on your body, mind, and spirit, even if you've had little or no success before. Basically, what I'm going to do is going to give you little tips and tricks you can do, and then you're going to figure out what's going to fit into your life, what are the steps you want to do for starters, usually expands from more than there, and then keep on going. So basically, it's figuring out what works into your life. So today's topic, can you still build muscle after 50? Oh, absolutely you can. This, well, not necessarily 50, but the idea of exercise and aging has been an interest of mine since college. I did research papers on it, and I love doing it when you take someone that's weak, basically, and put them through 6 to 8 weeks of intense weight training. And intense is arbitrary to each person. And a lot of times, because they're so weak to begin with, their strength could increase 300%. But the part that was cool is their walking speed would increase. Might not be nothing, might not be much of a thing for you if you're pretty mobile, but if you're not, that's a huge difference. They can get up out of a chair, but most of the time they'd have to use their arms. This time here, they don't need their arms. They can get up on their own. And one of the biggest things they do is actually helps to catch them for falls. There you got the muscle and reaction time to catch themselves from falls. So with our growth and aging process, around 30-ish, kind of varies, that's when you're going to reach your natural strength, peak of strength and muscle mass. Meaning, if you don't do anything, that's as strong as you're going to be. However, physical labor jobs, exercise, that changes all that. So that kind of varies. And the best bang for your buck is definitely going to be doing resistance training. We'll talk about ways to do that in a little bit. The benefits of resistance training: the younger you are when you start, okay, well, the sooner you start, the little better. There's also arbitrations. You got to be careful when you're little kids. Certain things you got to do correctly. But can you still get benefits when you're in your 90s in weight training? Yes, you can. Start earlier, it's a little better. So you're going to work on the muscles. It also helps your bones, your ligaments, and tendons. Excuse me. With the bones, it might be surprising because you're still going to work when you exercise. It breaks down those bones. But what happens is when the bones rebuild, excuse me. When the bones rebuild back, they're stronger than what they were before, which as you get later in life, helps to add a protective layer against osteoporosis. As strength, imagine the things you can do. If you can keep the muscle mass going on, building muscle, getting strength in there, it makes it easier for you to carry yourself about as well as do everyday tasks, whether you're moving groceries around, picking up something to move from one room to another, picking up your kids or grandkids. That's where strength comes in. As I already mentioned here, you have the strength to catch yourself and reaction time the quicker. If you start to fall, you can catch yourself easier, and fall is one of the biggest challenges for those of the elderly. And I already mentioned walking speed and staying up out of a chair, all beneficial. And here's one I didn't quite know about. I heard about this recently is, stop and think about it. Yeah, even those with cancer, because if you have more muscle mass on you, anybody's ever dealt with cancer, a lot of times you have the deteriorating body, even with some the treatments like chemotherapy. You got waste in the way of the body. Well, if you have more muscle mass, you got more tissue for it to work with, and you actually kind of go through better from that. So yes, you can absolutely build muscle in your 50s and beyond. In my Facebook group, which will be a link in the description, I got one of the guys there I have is age is just a number, and showing people if they're doing their later years. Of course, with nutrition, protein is going to want to be a factor there because protein is the building blocks for muscle. So protein is going to need to be a focus if you want to make sure you build muscle. Now, training sessions, you can go through. I've seen results 2 to 3 days a week. I know I've been following some people where they've had people do incredible results. We'll do 2 resistance training days a week, and that's it. Now, you got to make sure you take care of yourself. Doesn't mean you're eating like a pig the rest of the time. You got to eat healthy on there, go through. And what do you do for resistance training? You don't have to join a gym membership. If you want you to, absolutely. But you can do bands. We just got some bands. I've been using those a little bit. Think of them as a giant rubber band with different degrees of resistance. So therefore, it's a little safer and easier to go through and work out. You got bands, of course, free weights, barbells, kettlebells, dumbbells, barbells, dumbbells, and even kettlebells are thrown in there. Take like a milk jug, fill that up with water, sand. There's weight resistance you can there. Odd objects. You got a rock around, you got a log. You can use those for weight resistance. You can create your own sandbag. And then from when I was watching, I can't even think of who it is now, but he's got, it's just me. He spent time in prison. They would get a garbage bag and stick water in it, and that would be their resistance. You can grab a garbage bag, you can do curls with it. You can scrap behind your bed. You can do tricep extensions. You can hold it and do squats. So yeah, a garbage bag with water can be resistance training. And the idea of the importance of muscle, something I always thought about, especially going through college and research papers. But last year I watched Mark Bell's Power Project with Dr. Gabrielle Lyons, medical doctor. And she's got a book coming out this year, which you can't even pre-order yet. What her fountain of youth is basically making sure people muscle. She wants them to be ripped, and she goes ripped and tan. Stefano, the Resistance Training Revolution book, kind of go through, really talks about, emphasizes that as well. So yeah, so there's been some great stuff out there. I'll be in the description. I'm going to lead some description or the comments, depending where you're seeing this. I'll leave some description links so you can check out some of the stuff. But workout programs now, you heard me mention My Pump, which I'm in the process of doing right now. They got some January specials going on. I'll leave a link to that. I followed Zach Even-Esh for many years. He's got programs. I'll leave a link to that. Adam Sinicki, the Bioneer, he's got a link for his training program. I'll leave a link for that as well. And any of those training programs, I got no affiliations with. I don't get anything from them. If I got a book down there, I'll get something from a book. But yeah, anyways, let you know, yes, you can build muscle after 50 and beyond. Just go through and do it, and you'll find some huge benefits to you in so many areas of life. So get out there and start lifting. So links, check some of that stuff out, will be down below. But have yourself a wonderful Wednesday, and I will catch you on Friday. So take care and balancing to you.